This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 309, How to Stand Out in Any Job by Chris Guillebeau of chrisguillebeau.com. And hi again, and welcome to Optimal Startup Daily. My name is Dan, and I'm here every day reading to you from some of the best blogs on entrepreneurship. And if you have any topic requests for us, something you'd like to hear on a future show, you can share those ideas at oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com. And before we get to it, is your Wi-Fi slowing down at the office or maybe when you're working from home? Then it's time for you to upgrade your Wi-Fi. Netgear's business Wi-Fi 6 products, like their Orbi Pro Mesh systems and Wi-Fi 6 access points, represent the latest in Wi-Fi technology. They deliver unmatched speeds, coverage, enterprise-level security, and 4 times the network capacity, whether you're at the office or working from home. Plus, they're packed with features like the ability to easily create a separate network dedicated to your home office or a guest network for your business's waiting room or lobby. Visit netgear.com/business and use the code OPTIMAL10 at checkout to save 10%. So with that, let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. How to Stand Out in Any Job by Chris Guillebeau of chrisguillebeau.com. Regardless of what kind of work you do, it's usually not difficult to set yourself apart by going beyond the status quo of being average. All too many working environments are filled with all kinds of people who are just ambling through their jobs. Many don't want to be there at all and never miss a chance to let everyone know how much they'd rather be somewhere else. Others are embarrassingly opportunistic, focused entirely on themselves and what's in it for them. Their every move is built on pleasing the people they think will determine their future. Still others in most workplaces base their time and energy on the goal of just getting by. They do what they need to do for the most part, but they rarely take risks and rarely excel. Sadly, these characterizations are true even in a lot of helping professions, in academia, in nonprofit organizations, in the clergy, and so on. Setting a goal of doing the least amount expected of you may have started in the corporate cubicle world, but the norms of mediocrity have since spread throughout most professions. Fortunately, there is a clear alternative to ambling through your workday. The alternative is to be excellent, to make a huge difference in your working environment, help others do better, and increase your own workplace stock along the way. Focus on these 8 principles to become a superhero in pretty much any job. 1. Never turn down a project by saying, "That's not in my job description." We're often taught that high achievers carefully select the tasks and projects that they work on. This is true in the long run, but when you're getting established somewhere, you shouldn't be so selective. Instead, do the things that need to be done, but that no one wants to do. You can always point out later that you've done everything you're supposed to do and a lot more, but don't whine about your projects while they're underway. If someone asks you to do something, it's usually because they think you'll do it well. Impress them and do it even better. 2. Focus externally and continually ask for feedback. Ask your boss, your colleagues, and your subordinates the same question every couple of weeks. What can I do better? If they don't give you a straight answer, they're usually just being polite, so ask again. Also ask all of these people, how can I help you? Spend time every day focusing on the people around you. Think about their needs and preemptively help them. Make it clear you're not helping them so they can help you later. Just make their lives easier and help them look good to others. 3. Build a strong team even if you're not the boss, and be a leader no matter what your title is. You don't need to be in charge to be a team builder, just start doing it. Take notes at meetings and email them out to the participants. Begin asking follow-up questions. Who will take responsibility for this? When will it be done? Leadership rarely involves telling people what to do. Instead, it's usually about helping people and teams create synergy and accomplish great things by working together. You can do that without any title at all. When the time comes where you do need to tell someone what to do, they'll listen to you if you've taken the time to build the team well. You know you've been successful when people start looking to you for the answers, even when more experienced or more senior people are around. If you're not at a meeting and people notice your absence, that's a good start. If they wait to begin the meeting until you can be located, that's even better. 4. Propose and support amazing ideas. Think about how you can make your organization or your work group great. Think really big, but also think small. Sometimes the most effective changes require relatively small shifts in behavior or perception. Ask others for ideas. Most people have them, but they often don't know how to present them, or they feel shut down from a previous negative experience. Get the best ideas out of the best people and start pitching for them. But don't pitch your biggest ideas in a group meeting. Your ideas will travel further if they have the support of others, and it's much easier to get buy-in through individual meetings. This is why the meeting before the meeting is usually more important than the meeting. Test out your best ideas. Give them time to settle with others. Go to each key decision maker to share your idea before the real meeting starts. Then at the meeting, introduce the idea by saying, "I mentioned this to a couple of people earlier." Everyone you talked with earlier will feel validated that they were involved before the big meeting, so talk to as many people as possible. 5. After you've established some credibility, start a small but meaningful rebellion. Make sure you pick something that is easy to win but still makes a positive difference for most of your colleagues. Good ideas are dress codes, mandatory but useless meetings, and any long-standing practices that don't make sense. Start violating these norms, slowly but boldly. Because you've taken the time to establish credibility, your rebellion will be closely watched. And because you've picked something that's easy to win but meaningful to others, you'll have good support for it. After you achieve the change you were seeking, share the credit and plan your next rebellion. 6. Don't get tangled up in long email threads. Never be a slave to your Outlook folder. Check it twice a day, turn off the ding sound that alerts you to new mail, and set up an action folder to process important items instead of continually looking through your inbox. As an inexperienced leader who derived too much self-worth from my Outlook addiction, someone said to me once, "Chris, don't try to be the fastest person to reply to these long email threads. Just take your time, listen to other people, and then contribute something meaningful." 7. Work smarter and harder. Yes, you should find ways to work smarter and avoid repetitive, monotonous tasks, but you should also work really hard. Show up early and leave late. After you've established some authority, you can get back to pacing yourself. It's a lot better to have a reputation as a hard worker from the beginning. When you relax a little later, no one will notice. 8. If you feel threatened by someone, don't show it. Most people who lead by intimidation are quite insecure. Don't reinforce their insecurity by pandering to it. Even when it's working for them and you feel intimidated, never let them know. Instead, do your job, keep excelling, keep looking out for others, and eventually the tide will turn. You may even end up as their boss one day. It happens all the time. These general tips will also help. 1. Share credit, accept blame. Many people try to pass the blame to others. It's very different to say, "It's my fault, I'm sorry." Try sending an email with the subject, "Hey everyone, I'm sorry," sometime and see what happens. 2. Compliment others every day. Do it by email, phone, notes, any way you can. Find out how people like to be complimented and do it the same way. Don't make it trite. Most people know when you're being genuine. And 3. Go above and beyond. Deliver more than what's expected. Don't do it to be rewarded. Do it because it really adds value. Be excellent, and a remarkable thing will happen. By helping others look good and improving your overall environment, you'll look good as well. You'll do it without backstabbing and without doing stuff that has no real value. Instead, you'll inspire others, and then you'll be a leader. Just like John Quincy Adams said, quote, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." End quote. This is real leadership for any generation and any workplace. If you don't yet know how you'll change the world, this is a great way to start. You just listened to the post titled, "How to Stand Out in Any Job" by Chris Guillebeau of chrisguillebeau.com. Now, if you're a small business owner or an existing customer of FreshBooks, you might be interested to hear that FreshBooks has launched the I Make a Living podcast. Their charismatic host, Damona Hoffman, a celebrity matchmaker and entrepreneur, dives deep into the lives of fellow entrepreneurs to answer the golden question, what does making a living mean to you? Now, across the podcast, you're going to hear other small business owners talk about what it means to carve your path, define success on your terms, and build a business that satisfies you. Guests of this podcast include Drybar founder Ali Webb, Adman and CBC host Terry O'Reilly, and poet and author Morgan Harper Nichols. These guests, along with host Damona Hoffman, give you a tour of their entrepreneurial journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Learn about the real life behind the scenes of some of the most successful entrepreneurs in today's world with FreshBooks, the friendly accounting software that helps millions of small businesses not hate their accounting and stay on top of their business finances. To listen to the show, go to freshbooks.com/podcast or search I Make a Living on any podcast platform you're using right now. And thank you to Chris for today's post. You can also check out his daily podcast, Side Hustle School, which is downloaded more than 2 million times a month. So come by chrisguillebeau.com to find that and a lot more. I have that linked in this episode's description. And speaking of podcasts, we've got quite a few of them here in our network, and most of them have this very same format, which is, of course, narrating blogs to you for free. So if you like the content here and if you like the format, you're definitely going to want to check out our other shows, which cover topics like personal development, finance, health, relationships, and more. And you can find them by searching for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing me right now, or you can always come by oldpodcast.com to learn more as well. And Chris is featured across a few of our shows, especially Optimal Living Daily. So go ahead and check that out if you want more content from him. And that is going to do it for me today. I thank you so much for being here today and every day. And I will see you back here tomorrow for the Friday show, and that's where your optimal life awaits.